About astrology, 241-1310, the number to call. We've got some callers on the line already. Let's get right to them. Good morning to Ann, and your date of birth is December 9th, 1949. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ann.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Did you have a particular question?
I wish I could ask you so many, but I'll only ask one. Problems with financials, difficulties with money, and will things improve for me?
You have the sun in Sagittarius, as I'm sure you know, and you have the moon in the sign of Leo. This is very harmonious. It's very, very creative. Do you start projects lots of times that sometimes you feel like you can't finish?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you also have Mercury in Sagittarius. You're very, very airy. You have a lot of air and fire, so you're it's very easy for you to start things, but you need to find people around that are going to help you complete them. As of the 1st of January, the planet Uranus is going into the sign of Aquarius, and you have Venus at 3 degrees and Jupiter at 1 degree of Aquarius. So I would think, do you work in something with communications or something a little unusual? What kind of work do you do?
I babysit.
You babysit. Well, what do you? Are you very creative with these children? Do you keep them busy and occupied? And
yes.
Yeah. I think that there might be something that will formulate for you in January. You might have gotten an inkling of this in April. Was there something different that happened in April in the area of your work?
Well, things went downhill instead of uphill.
Right, but did that force you to start to see things differently?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that indication is going to come again in January, and you're going to have to really try and structure, even though, all this fire and air doesn't like structure, you're going to have to structure something that's going to be fluid, unusual, different, not your normal way of making jobs work. So, I think you just have to come up with new ideas. I don't know, maybe you could do Meals on Wheels for babies or something.
Something more interesting and more money involved. That's the best thing that could happen.
Right, but if you enjoy working with children, I would do something with children, but do it differently. Maybe you could go and get them and bring them all together and get a playground going, or I don't know exactly, but something a little different than the way you've been doing it, and that would be a little unusual compared to most people in the way they deal with children.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay.
So much.
All right.
Okay, thank you for calling, and good morning now to Francis. Francis' date of birth is January 8th. Okay, Francis is in Mount Kisco.
Yep.
Date of birth, January 8th, 1913.
See
January
how old I
8th.
am.
That's all right. You're young.
Okay, just a second. January 8th, 1913.
Yeah. For my age, I still do home health aid, and I was wondering what the work prospects would be. I have a very nice job right now, but I was wondering about the future.
Are you asking specifically about work, or
what the chances are for the rest of the year? So far, they've been pretty good. People hesitate to hire an older person, though I must say I have 30 years experience in the field, so I'm very well experienced.
Well, I would think, as recently as 2 days ago, there might have been new opportunities that came up.
You're right, absolutely right.
Yeah. You have Venus in the sign of Pisces, which is, I don't know if you watched last week, but it's the most exalted place for Venus, so that you're very caring and people see that your nature of loving is very open.
Uh-huh.
So I would think that, that's a plus. It's working for you always. You have Mars in the sign of Sagittarius, so you probably inspire people, the people that you work with and so on. You're very, you have a lot of energy to think and talk about higher learning or philosophical things or even long-distance travel. Have you ever traveled a lot?
I did just travel 3 times a year to visit my kids, that's all.
Right. Well, travel is something that, probably gives you more energy.
Uh-huh.
As of next year, Jupiter is going into the sign of Capricorn. So probably around, let me just look, I think it's around December. money issues should really be coming your way. At the end of December, the 1st of January, you'll have, lots of new ways of it'll be old structures, ways that you're already used to. Jupiter in Capricorn, it's about, very, very much things that have been set in motion. So things that are already set in motion will come to fruition in January in terms of any financial issues that you are worried about.
Health-wise?
Again, Jupiter in Capricorn is going to be helping your sun. So, the only problem that you might have next year is eating too much.
Which I love.
Okay, but have a good time with it.
You've hit the nail right on the head. I tell you, exactly just what's been happening to me. You're very good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's nice to know. Candace, Francis, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
All right, it's 13 minutes past the hour. On line one now, we have Candace. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning, Candace.
Are you there, Candace? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Date of birth, April 13th, 1961. April 13th, 1961. Where are you calling from, Candace?
Mohegan Lake.
Mohegan Lake. Good morning to you. All right. Mary Michele is ready to talk to you.
Okay. Did you have a particular question?
Now, what about the future, money, and health?
Future, money, and health. Okay. April 13th. All right. You have a lot of Aries, in your chart. You have a lot of, you're someone that likes to take on whatever comes your way. You like to meet it head on. You have the sun and the moon conjunct in the sign of Aries, which means that you were born at the time of the new moon, and that means that you're always starting new beginnings. The nature of the god of war is that he sometimes will, he'll fight for it, but then he may go in for the kill, but he won't. What can I say? He won't follow through always as much as he'll want. It's kind of like a general. You want to be the general. Is this ringing true at all?
Yeah, that's true.
Is it? Okay. So let's see. Specifically, money you were asking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think when the sun goes into the sign of Leo, which will be at the end of this month, around the 22nd, 23rd of July, are there? Let's see. What kind of work do you do?
Candace, the question was, what kind of work do you do?
I'm a wife. I'm a mother and a wife.
Okay. So the issues are not about money that you would make personally.
I have to hang up. There's a bad accident. I have to call 911. It's a bad accident.
Okay, thank you very much. We're sorry for that one. There was an accident there. We'll check that one out. On line 5 right now is Miriam. Good morning, Miriam.
Good morning, Miriam.
How are you?
Okay, where are you calling from first?
Calling from Somers.
From Somers. Good morning to you. December 12th, 1950. My sister's birthday, but not the same year. My sister is a lot older.
Oh, not that young.
Oh, yes, you are. You're younger than I am, so you're young.
You look good, I'll tell you.
Well, thank you. You must be watching.
Yes, I am.
Oh, Mary Michele looks better than I do also.
Yes, she's very pretty.
Yes, she is. Okay, good morning, Miriam.
Good morning. Okay, so December the 12th, 1950, you have the sun in Sag and the moon in Aquarius. Is there something particular that you were asking about?
Health. That's important. Health.
Health. Let's see. Are your
all the lines are on.
Are your issues with health having to do with breathing? Do you have trouble breathing?
I think I'm dizzy. I've been getting dizzy lately.
Uh-huh.
What it is, I'm too afraid to go to the doctor. It could be nerves. I'm a nervous person.
Right. Well, I don't think that I don't think you should be afraid to go to the doctor. The doctor can be, very reassuring. And, I think even if you feel that it's something that is not that serious, it's important to have that validated for yourself so that you can, get on with things. The indication is that there's not anything serious with this. I think that there's probably more fear attached to it. But I would, even if you go to the doctor and don't get a clear answer right now, which is possible, there's a certain lack of clarity going on for you. But I think it's very important to go and at least get some kind of validation that you're not seriously ill. I don't think you are, but I think you need to go and hear that from someone that knows something about it. Again, I think that things will start to. Do money issues worry you a lot? Are you very worried about money?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. Well, I think things will start to feel more indigenous to you, more a part of your inner being, feeling more comfortable with itself towards the end of the year, probably in November. You have Jupiter in Pisces. Saturn is there right now. It's going retrograde. The summer, particularly the month of July, there are a lot of planets retrograde. So it's a time to be very, very reflective and think about what's been going on for the last 6 months in a lot of different areas. So think about it, but don't stew about it.
Okay.
Okay?
Better after this.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Miriam, thank you, and thank you for watching WVIP Cable Channel 12. 18 minutes past the hour. Let's get to Mary. Mary is on line 2. Date of birth, July 2nd, 1924. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning.
Where are you calling from, Mary?
Yorktown Heights.
Yorktown Heights. Good morning to you. Mary Michele is talking to you now.
Good morning. July 2nd, 1924. Was there a particular question that you had?
Well, my husband passed away in December, and what is my future, including my health?
Your husband passed away in December.
Mary Michele, may I ask, Mary, would you turn your radio down a little bit, please, because we're getting a little feedback there, okay?
Oh, I think it's the fan.
Oh, whatever it is, just, lower it just a little bit. Thank you.
Had your husband been ill for like 4 or 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he needed to pass on because of structures that were he needed to create a structure on a different plane.
Yes.
So I think that you have to rest assured that he is very happy and that he is sending you lots of feelings. Do you dream about him?
Sometimes.
Yes. I believe when you dream about people that they are talking to you. Okay? So think about that. It doesn't mean you have to believe it, but think about it. I think it can make you feel a little more comfortable with yourself. You have a lot of planets in Cancer, so you're someone that really, I'm sure gave him a strong feeling of security, and he did you as well.
Yes.
So without having this security, I'm sure that there is a real loss. It's going to come to a head. Your feeling of loss and your emotional insight will come to a head the 22nd of July. There are 3 planets in water signs that are trining themselves at the end of July that are going to really make you feel emotionally more secure. So there might be a little bit of a rough spot before you get there, because whenever one tries to understand the emotions, sometimes they're emotions that you're a little afraid of. But don't be afraid of them. You will get through it, and there will be kind of a new beginning as of the end of July. In terms of your health, you have Jupiter in Sagittarius, so you should be feeling pretty good now. Do you feel all right? I mean, are you...
Surgery.
You've had surgery. But was it successful?
I didn't have it yet. I'm due for it.
Well, are you due for it soon?
I think within the next few weeks.
Right. Okay, well, after the 22nd of July, there will be a lessening of pressure. You won't feel as frightened of the surgery, and consequently it will go very well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mary. And on line 4 now is Donna. Oh, Donna. You remember that song, don't you?
Yes, that's how my parents got my name.
I think that's great. Richie Valens, back in 1957, his would-be girlfriend's name was Donna. And when she broke up with him, or originally, that's when he wrote the song. And the first time he performed it was in a phone booth. It's a true story.
Oh, really?
Yes. Donna, where are you calling from?
Mount Kisco.
Mount Kisco. Date of birth, August 12th. Almost having a birthday here, August 12th, 1961.
Yes.
Okay, so let's let Mary Michele get to the right page in her charts, and we'll be able to talk to you. Are you watching or listening, by the way?
I was watching TV.
Okay. We're waving at you now. All righty.
Okay, August 12th, 1961. Was there something in particular that you wanted to...
Just can I get like an overall
Yeah.
idea and then maybe something specific?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there seems to be... Are you involved in a relationship?
Well, yes.
Yes. Did this relationship? Did something good happen a couple of days ago within the nature of the relationship?
No, not a few days ago. I recently was married a couple of months ago.
Okay. Well, now is a very good time for you to be working on that relationship. Venus just went into the sign of Cancer. You have Venus in Cancer natally. So your way of loving and taking care of and nurturing your partner is at a very good high point. Let's see. You have Mars and the Moon conjunct in the sign of Virgo. Are you interested in things having to do with health care?
No.
No. What is your particular bent? Is there something that you haven't? Do you work?
Well, yes, and that's why I'm just recently, last year I changed careers, and last year was my first year as a teacher.
Uh-huh.
So I have the summers off.
Oh, perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
But I'm wondering, like, we would like to make a lot of different changes in our lives, and that includes buying a home. And right now it doesn't really seem possible financially, and also children. You know, we're thinking of those things, and I'm just wondering if they look like something that would happen in the immediate.
Well, this Venus in Cancer, it's a time that children come up quite strongly. So I don't know how ready you are, but that's a strong possibility if that's what you would like to do now. Anyway, with this Moon Mars in Virgo, it means that you're an excellent teacher. You are very good at getting facts across to people. You have a lot of energy with children. Next year, Jupiter goes into Capricorn, and you were born with Jupiter, in Aquarius, but by progression, your Jupiter is in Capricorn. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that there is money coming in. It'll be very slow, but it's coming. Probably after the 1st of January, you'll have a clearer picture of how you would like to structure finances and so on. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think money will come when you need it.
Well, see, they wanted me to get surgery, nasal surgery, and that's why I haven't become impregnated, because I'm wondering about whether to get that done or not. Is there any signs in there or health reasons that I should get it done or shouldn't? Because it's tentative. I've gotten positive and negative responses on whether or not I should have it done.
Well, I'm not a doctor. I don't like to advise people, with this kind of surgery. I think that, that's something that you really need to go to people that are experts in that. But it's certainly a very good time for you to make the decision. You're probably not going to feel like a whole lot of energy with it until after your birthday. You may not have the impetus to do it. And I would suggest that, probably in late fall would be a better time to maybe go ahead and do it. I'd give yourself a little more time.
Donna, by the way, what grade do you teach?
4th.
4th grade. Is it in the Bedford system?
No.
Oh. Who are the lucky kids?
Oh, that's so nice of you to say.
Well, if Mary Michele is correct, which she usually is, that means you're a good teacher.
But I love it. So, I hope so. I really want to be.
Oh, good. Well, you got your advice from Mary Michele. We thank you for calling. It's 27 past the hour now at WVIP. Gina's on the line. We're going to get to her just about 2 minutes away on Meet the VIPs. I'm Mike Sonoff, along with Mary Michele, taking your calls on astrology at 241-1310. We will be back in exactly 2 minutes.
There's nothing like a classic movie to bring home all of life's feelings. Like when you lose your heart.
What is it you want, Mary? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Flirt shamelessly.
Don't let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. What kind of man are you?
Or simply roar with laughter.
I could dance with you till the cows come home. On second thought, I'd rather dance with the cows till you come home.
Only one cable channel touches your heart by bringing you continuous classic movies. Uncut, uncolorized, and commercial-free. American movie classics. 50 years of Hollywood, from dramas to comedies, westerns to mysteries.
Now you've got it. That's the idea exactly.
See these great movies and more on American Movie Classics. We bring back the feeling.
And you can order American Movie Classics by calling Cablevision of Yorktown 962-4444. For the best fuel oil service and burner installation, remember the name Marshall. Marshall Oil, offering fast 24-hour emergency service, convenient budget plans, and a large inventory of replacement parts. The Marshall family has been committed to serving your neighbors and local businesses for over 57 years. And they're ready to serve you with warm, safe oil heat. Now that the warm weather is here, Marshall Oil services and cleans your boilers to keep you comfortable year-round. Marshall Oil can keep you cool and refreshed all summer long with top-quality pool water at a price you can afford. Marshall's 6,000-gallon pool trucks are as clean as a whistle, and they deliver your water on time. For the lowest possible prices and fast, dependable service, call Marshall Oil, 764-5766. That's 764-5766. Marshall Oil, a name that stands for service. And welcome back to Meet the VIPs. Mike Sonoff along with Mary Michele. I believe it was Shakespeare who wrote in Julius Caesar, "Beware the Ides of March. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings." Now, why did I say the Ides of March, March 15th? Gina from Yorktown, who is watching right now, was born on March 15th, 1959. Good morning, Gina.
Morning, Mike.
How are you?
I'm terrific.
Good. Mary Michelle's here.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Terrific.
Did you have a particular question?
Well, not really particular. I guess I was just interested in what I guess the future held for myself, my children, my husband.
Okay.
To health, to money, to
right.
whatever.
Okay. Well, you have the sun in Pisces, as you know, and you have the moon in the sign of Gemini. This at times will cause you to feel a little pulled in opposite directions in terms of your conscious and your unconscious. The sun in Pisces is someone that really wishes to integrate with people and almost kind of osmosis, merge in with them and sense their emotions and feelings and so on. And the moon in Gemini is about someone that, would rather keep it all in the mind. So there's a little bit of a conflict there. Does that ring a bell for you?
Maybe the first part a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay, well, this moon in Gemini is very important. They say that we incarnate through the moon because the moon is the planet that's the closest to the Earth. So when you think that, if we're out there in space as spirits, whatever, we come in through the different planets, the furthest away being Pluto, down through Neptune and Uranus and Saturn, which is the planet that we can see with the naked eye, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, the moon, and the sun. Okay, so anyway, the point is that the moon is very, very important, and let me say that you have it in harmonious aspect to Mercury, the planet that rules Gemini, where the moon is, and Venus. So there's a strong, you have a very good way of taking the initiative, which probably is the thing that keeps you from merging too totally with other people, which will help you to keep the distance from, whatever, with your children and your husband and the people that are close to us in our lives. Sometimes we get so embroiled with their issues that we can't see, the borderlines. And these two components in your chart, Mercury and Venus, also Mars, are helping you to not do that. So that's very healthy. But you will periodically want to go back to this merging thing. You have a lot of fire stuff. Are you creative in some way? Do you do something unusual, or not necessarily unusual, but do you like to work with...
Not really.
No? Well, you should find some outlet for that, because it needs to be structured. You need to find some kind of a formula for doing that. Let's see.
Health-wise and...
Health. I think your health problems were 5, 6, 7 years ago. Those were the times that you had more issues around health, and I think you have reformulated that. Did you have trouble with your bones?
No, not really.
Or your skin?
No.
No. Well, anyway, those would have been the issues that would have happened, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Now there don't seem to be. I don't see anything in particular.
I have one final question.
Okay.
Going to Atlantic City tomorrow. Will it be a good day?
Well, Jupiter is in Sag, which is where it was when you were born, so it is a lucky day. Just be careful of being excessive.
That's true. No.
I love it, Gina. Thank you. I think it's great.
Bye-bye.
Well, no, are you gonna, what machines do you like to play, by the way?
I like to play roulette, and I play the slots.
Okay, put $1 on black for me.
Black. I'll let
Have a good day, Gina. On the phone with us now on line 2 is Heather. Good morning, Heather. How are you?
Okay.
Good. Where are you calling from?
Mount Kisco.
Mount Kisco. Date of birth, July 25th, 1967. Okay, you're on with Mary Michele. By the way, we do have open line now at 241-1310, 241-1310. So if you do have a question for Mary Michele, good time to get in right now. 241-1310. Go ahead.
July 25th, 1967. Was there a particular question that you had?
Well, I wanted to just get general reading. I did have one basic question that I wanted to ask also.
Mm-hmm.
I just got engaged, and I wanted to find out what is a good day for me to get married.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Let's see. How quickly do you want to do it? I mean, would you like to do it next month or...
Not that quick.
Not that quick. All right. Let me just have a quick look here. Sorry. All right. After the 15th of October, is that all right? Is that a good time?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, I would go for that. Let's see. Where are we? July 25th. I think it's a good time for you right now in terms of your relationship. Obviously, if you got proposed to. Is there a particular line of work that you're involved with?
Yes, there is. I'm a secretary.
You're a secretary. Well, the indications are that you're extremely efficient and that you probably like to take care of the other people in the office.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can't really think of anything else to say, particularly if there's another question you have.
Well, I'm also moving down to Florida in a month.
Oh, my.
And I wanted to see if maybe I'd be able to get employment as soon as I'm down there.
You have, Venus in Virgo, you have a very strong, you have Mars and Scorpio. You're a very hard worker. You're a very analytical and caring person in the office place. I don't think you're ever going to have trouble finding a job.
Great.
You may have to switch a few times. Is your fiancé moving to Florida too?
Yeah, he's already down there.
He is. Okay, well, don't worry about the work. That'll come.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Heather, by the way, where in Florida are you moving to?
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg. Nice area. A lot of nice little restaurants out there also. Thanks for calling in. Line 1 now is Billy. Billy is calling from Yorktown. Date of birth, August 21st, 1964. August 21st, 1964. Good morning, Billy.
Morning, Mike.
How are you doing? You watching or listening?
I'm watching.
Okay.
You should remember me by bringing in my dog to when I get the oil change.
Oh, you're...